My husband exploded in front of 30 of his relatives, screaming, "How dare you say no to my mother? You stupid bitch!" At his own grandmother's birthday dinner. Before I could even process his words, he snatched a dinner plate from the table and smashed it across my head. The impact was sharp, stunning, and painfully loud. Ceramic shattered against my skull, splintering into pieces that hit the floor. A thin line of blood began sliding down my face, warm and sticky. While everyone present, 30 adults, just stood there frozen. No one moved. No one spoke. No one helped me. All because I refused to things. Signing my apartment over to his mother. Paying his mother $2,000 a month as a family support contribution. I touched the blood on my temple, felt the sting of the cut. And when I lifted my gaze to my husband, something inside me snapped, but not in the way he expected. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't run. Instead, I looked directly at him with a calm that even terrified me, and said quietly, "You have no idea what I can do." The room went dead silent. People paled, because the tone in my voice wasn't a threat. It was a promise. A promise I'd been preparing for meticulously for months. Before I continue, thank you for listening. If you're comfortable, tell me where you're tuning in from and what time it is where you are. I always love seeing who's sharing these moments with me. Now, my story. My name is Alina Vasquez I'm 35, and I'm a senior technology consultant in Seattle specializing in digital transformation and cybersecurity. I make $180,000 a year. I own a 2-bedroom apartment in Capitol Hill, purchased 5 years ago for $600,000, now valued at over $800,000. My Tesla is paid off. My savings are strong. My credit is excellent. My retirement accounts are solid. Everything I own, I built myself. I grew up in Tacoma, in a working-class immigrant household. My mother came from Mexico, my father from El Salvador. They worked nonstop, cleaning houses, doing construction, taking whatever jobs they could to give their children the life they never had. I studied on scholarships. I worked part-time jobs. I graduated with a degree in computer science and clawed my way into an industry that wasn't built for people like me. A Latina woman surrounded by men who constantly questioned whether I belonged. I worked 80-hour weeks. I took every opportunity. I pushed myself until I had enough for a down payment on my dream apartment. When I got the keys, I stood in the empty living room overlooking the Seattle skyline and cried. That apartment was everything. Every sacrifice, every long night, every time someone mistook me for an assistant instead of the engineer, every hurdle I climbed to build a life my parents couldn't even imagine. That apartment was my proof. I made it. I earned this. I built this. And then, 3 years ago, I met Marcus. He was warm, charming, funny, a high school history teacher making around $65,000 a year. The income gap didn't bother me. I never wanted a man for money. I wanted respect, partnership. Someone who valued my drive instead of feeling threatened by it. Marcus said all the right things. That he loved how accomplished I was. That my success inspired him. That being chosen by someone who didn't need him made him feel special. I believed him. I shouldn't have. After a year together, we got engaged. And that's when his mother, Ruth, entered my life like a slow-moving disaster I didn't see coming. Ruth Patterson, 62, divorced for decades. Bouncing between administrative jobs she always seemed to get fired from. The first time we met, she looked me up and down and said, "So, you're the one who makes all the money." Not a question, an accusation. From there, her comments only escalated. You make 3 times what Marcus makes. That must be awkward. A marriage should be balanced. This is not balanced. Marcus is just a teacher. You think you're better than him. And like a fool in love, I ignored the red flags waving right in my face. Before the wedding, I insisted on a prenup. Not out of fear, out of logic. I had assets. I had savings. I had a home I built long before Marcus. The prenup simply protected what was mine. Marcus understood. Ruth did not. You don't trust my son. You think he wants your precious money? She screeched. A wife shares everything. You trapped him. My son deserves half. I should have walked away right there. I didn't. We married. Marcus moved into my apartment. I never asked him to pay rent. I covered the mortgage, HOA, almost everything. He helped with groceries, small bills. I didn't mind. We were a team. But Ruth never let Marcus forget that the apartment was mine, not ours. Must be nice, Marcus. Living in your wife's apartment rent-free. Alina is so generous, letting you stay in her place. I hope you appreciate the good deal you got. No housing costs. Each comment cut at his ego, chipped away at his pride, and little by little, he changed. It worsened when Ruth lost her job again. Then came the calls. The guilt trips. The tears, the manipulations, and the money. Oh, the money. Electric bill, $200. Rent shortage, $1,200. Car repairs, $800. Dentist, glasses, phone bill, groceries, credit card payment. In 6 months I gave her over $8,000. She paid back none of it. Never said thank you. Instead, it's the least you can do since you stole my son. It's your fault he feels inadequate. You owe me for making him feel like less of a man. Something in me started documenting everything, every dollar, every excuse, every message. I didn't know why, but my instincts did. Then 3 months ago, she sat at my dinner table and said, "I've decided the best solution is simple. I'll move in here." And that was the beginning of the end. She stormed out of the apartment, slamming the door with so much force that a picture frame crashed to the floor. The silence that followed was sharp, brittle. Marcus finally looked at me and said, "Did you have to be so harsh?" I stared at him, stunned. Harsh, Marcus. She tried to move into my office. She wants to live here indefinitely. Disrupt my work, drain our resources, invade every inch of our privacy. She's desperate, he insisted. No, I said firmly. She's manipulative. And she needs a job like every other functional adult who needs money. She's not disabled. She's not infirm. She's 62 and perfectly capable of working. He rubbed his face, frustrated. Not everyone bounces back like you do. Not everyone is as strong as you. This isn't strength, I replied. It's responsibility. Something your mother refuses to take. We argued about it for days, looping through the same points until exhaustion, but I didn't budge. ***, Ruth was not moving into my apartment. Period. And in the back of my mind, something kept whispering that things were shifting, escalating. That's when I started sleeping with my phone's voice recorder on. I didn't know why, not at first. Instinct, a quiet warning. 2 weeks later, I came home to find Marcus at the dining table. Papers spread across it like a crime scene. "What's all this?" I asked. He didn't look up. "Mom got a lawyer." I blinked. "A lawyer for what?" He slid a letter toward me. I picked it up, skimmed it, and felt my chest tighten in disbelief. It was a poorly written demand letter from some bargain bin attorney, but the message was unmistakable. ***, I was to either 1. Transfer full ownership of my Capitol Hill apartment to Ruth within 30 days, or 2. Pay her $2,000 a month in family support indefinitely. ***. The letter cited familial obligation, marital duty, and moral responsibility. I read it twice, then a third time. Surely I was hallucinating. Is this a joke? I asked flatly. She's serious, Marcus said quietly. She says that since we're married and you have assets, you should support her. This is insane, I said, and absolutely illegal. I'm not married to Ruth. I owe her nothing, and she knows it. I'm 62 years old, Ruth cried, clutching her chest dramatically. Nobody will hire me. I've tried, I've applied everywhere, but they all want younger people. I'm being discriminated against because of my age, and my own daughter-in-law is punishing me for something I can't control. More lies. I knew for a fact she hadn't applied for a single job in 2 years, not one. But I couldn't prove that here, in front of 30 people who already wanted to believe her. You're not being punished, I said, forcing my voice to stay steady. You're being asked to take responsibility for yourself. Responsibility, she spat. I took responsibility for 28 years. I raised a child alone. My husband abandoned me, and I worked multiple jobs. I sacrificed everything. And now I'm old and worn out, and my own daughter-in-law won't lift a single finger to help me. The room murmured with sympathy. I felt the tide turning against me fast. Elena, just help her, Aunt Sarah pleaded. You can afford $2,000 a month. We all know you make good money. It's not about whether I can afford it. Then what is it about? James demanded, stepping closer, face reddening. Pride. Wanting to prove you're better than the rest of us. Wanting to flaunt your success. No, I said sharply. It's about boundaries. It's about not enabling someone who refuses to help herself. She can't help herself, Linda snapped. She's 62 years old. Show some compassion. I felt something inside me snap. I have given her over $8,000 in the last year, I said loudly, finally matching their volume. Electric bills, rent, car repairs, dental work, groceries, credit cards. I paid every single one, and she has never paid me back. Not $1. She never even said thank you. She just keeps wanting more. Ruth's tears instantly vanished like a switch flipping off. That was barely anything, she scoffed. Pocket change for someone like you. $8,000 is not pocket change. For you it is, she countered, her voice shrill. You make $180,000. You live in an $800,000 apartment. You drive a Tesla, 8,000 is nothing to you. I earned that money, I said through clenched teeth. Every hour, every promotion, every sacrifice. I built my career from nothing, and you are not entitled to a single dollar of it just because you gave birth to my husband. The room exploded. How can you be so heartless? She's going to be homeless. You're cruel. Marcus, control your wife. That last one came from Uncle Tom, and the words made my stomach drop. I turned to Marcus. He had stood silently through the entire attack, head down, face pale, hands clenched. Marcus, I said, my voice slicing through the yelling. Are you going to say something? Will you defend me? Will you tell them the truth? He looked up, eyes flickering between me and his mother like a trapped animal. Alina, he began slowly, maybe we should reconsider. The room spun. Reconsider asterisk, what asterisk? Maybe the 2,000 a month, he whispered. We could make it work if we budget differently. We could, you mean I could make it work? I said, staring at him. His face tightened with anger. There it is, he snapped. Always about your money. Your apartment, your everything. It's always yours. Because it asterisk is asterisk mine. I bought it, and you never let me forget it. He shouted, voice cracking. Every decision is yours, because it's your place. I'm just living in your world, Alina. I have no say, none. That's not true, I said, my voice shaking. Isn't it? He shouted back. When have you ever asked my opinion about anything that mattered? It's always your way, your apartment, your rules, your terms. Ruth saw her opening. See? She shrieked, pointing at me. This is how she treats him. She emasculates him every day. She makes him feel worthless because he doesn't make as much money. She married him just to have someone she could dominate. That's not, you think you're better than us. Ruth screamed, face blotchy and wild. You with your fancy job and your expensive apartment and your Tesla. Looking down on Marcus and the rest of us like we're trash, like we're not good enough for you. That's not true. Then prove it, she yelled, thrusting the legal papers at me with shaking hands. Sign over the apartment. Or agree to pay me what I need to survive. Show this family you actually care. Show us you have a heart. I'm not doing either, I said, voice cold. Chaos erupted again. Just help her. It's only money. Don't be selfish. She's family. Marcus deserves better. Heartless. She's cold. She's cruel. I looked around at every face full of judgment, entitlement, and venom. People who knew nothing about my sacrifices. People who believed Ruth because they wanted to believe her. People who thought my success meant I was required to bankroll their failures. I turned to Marcus once more. One last chance. Are you going to defend me? I asked quietly. Are you going to tell them that your mother hasn't applied for a job in 2 years? That I've given her thousands? That she's manipulating all of you? He swallowed, sweating, torn between the truth and the pressure of 30 accusing faces. Alina, you're not being reasonable, he said finally. She's my mother. She raised me. She needs help. And I am your wife, I reminded him. I know, he said, but she's my mother. And in that moment, something inside me didn't break it. I finally understood exactly where I stood in this marriage. Exactly how little Marcus valued me. Exactly how deeply his mother owned him. Why can't you just what? I snapped. Just give away everything I worked for. Just hand over my home. Just pay your mother $2,000 a month for the rest of her life. Asterisk, is that what you want from me, Marcus? If you really loved me, he shouted, his composure shattering, you would help her. If you cared about me about Asud, do this for my family. And if you really loved me, I said quietly, you wouldn't ask me to. His eyes flashed with fury. Maybe I was wrong about you. The words came out like he'd been storing them for months. Maybe my mother was right. Maybe you are selfish. Maybe you do think you're better than us. Maybe marrying you was a mistake. The room went dead silent. Marcus froze, instantly regretting what had just flown out of his mouth. But the damage was done. The words were in the air, nuggly, irreversible. Ruth pounced like a vulture. Finally, she breathed, triumphant. Finally, you see her for what she is. She doesn't love you, Marcus. She loves her money, her apartment, her career. You're nothing but an accessory to her, a poor teacher she can feel superior to. I turned to them both, my heartbeat steady, my voice eerily calm. Is that really what you think? Ruth opened her mouth, but I raised my hand. No, I'm done listening to you. I'm done with your lies, your entitlement, your manipulation. I faced the crowd of judging faces. I am asterisk, not asterisk signing over my apartment. I am asterisk, not asterisk paying Ruth $2,000 a month. The answer is no. To both. And that is final. Ruth collapsed into another dramatic sobbing fit, louder and more theatrical than ever. She wants me on the streets, she wailed. Homeless, starving, dying. My own daughter-in-law wants me dead. The family surged toward me, again angry, vicious, relentless. You're horrible. How can you sleep at night? That poor woman? Marcus, stop her. Someone do something? And then Marcus, my husband, the man who had vowed to protect me, broke. His face twisted with rage, humiliation, and something I had never seen in him before, something dark. He stepped toward me, fists clenched, whole body trembling. How dare you, he screamed. So loud the room went silent mid. How dare you say no to my mother? You stupid. Time slowed. I saw him turn toward the dining table. Saw him grab a heavy ceramic dinner plate. Saw it rise over his head. Saw it coming down. I couldn't react. The plate smashed against my skull with a sound like a gunshot. Ceramic exploded around me. Pain detonated through my head. My vision shook. I staggered backward, hand flying to the wound instinctively. When I pulled my hand away, it was covered in blood. The room froze. 30 people stood in perfect, horrified stillness. Marcus stood there, still holding part of the broken plate, staring at me with wide, terrified eyes. I steadied myself against the wall. My head was throbbing, but my mind had never been clearer. I looked at Marcus. I looked at Ruth. I looked at the family who had spent an hour tearing me apart. And I smiled. It wasn't a friendly smile. It was the smile of a woman who had been planning for this moment, preparing for this moment, documenting everything for this moment. A trap sprung shut. I touched the blood on my forehead again, warm, thickened when I spoke. My voice was low, steady, lethal. You have asterisk, no idea, asterisk what I can do. The words floated through the room like smoke. Every face went pale. Marcus's expression shifted from horror to fear. Alina, I didn't mean, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Oh, you meant it, I said softly, still touching the blood. You meant every word, and you meant to hurt me, and you did. No, I was angry, I lost control. I would never. You lost control, I repeated, nodding once. Yes, you lost control. And committed asterisk assault and battery asterisk against your wife. Silence. Utter, suffocating silence. Marcus dropped the shard of ceramic. His hands were shaking so hard I thought he might collapse. Alina, please, he whispered. I'm sorry. We can talk about this. We can fix this. The time for talking is over. I reached into my jacket pocket and pulled out my phone. I held it up high enough for everyone to see the screen. The red recording timer flashing steadily. I've been recording this entire time, I said clearly. Every accusation, every lie, every ounce of pressure from all of you. And Marcus assaulting me on camera, video and audio. Every second. A wave of gasps swept across the room. Faces fell, color drained. Ruth went bone white. You can't record us without permission. She shrieked. That's illegal. You're breaking the law. I didn't even look at her. Washington is a one-party consent state, I said calmly. I only need my own permission to record a conversation I'm part of, which I gave. This recording is completely legal and fully admissible in court. I turned my gaze to Uncle Tom, the police officer who had been glaring at me all day. Tom, I said evenly, you're a cop. What's the penalty for assault and battery? He looked sick. His eyes flicked from the blood on my face to Marcus's shaking hands. Alina, let's all just calm down. We can talk about… Tom, I repeated, voice razor sharp. What's the penalty? He swallowed. Up to a year in jail, he whispered. And a $5,000 fine, first offense. And with a video recording, I added, plus 30 witnesses. Tom closed his eyes. 100% conviction rate. Marcus made a strangled sound, half sob, half choke. Alina, please. Please, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll do anything, anything, anything. I laughed, a cold, humorless sound. Now, you'll do anything. After you called me a name, after you smashed a plate over my head in front of your entire family, now you want to negotiate. I wasn't finished. I reached into my other jacket pocket and pulled out a manila envelope, thick, organized, prepared. These, I said, holding them up, are divorce papers. Marcus's face collapsed. He turned gray, like the life had drained right out of him. No, I know. Elena, please. I knew this was coming, I said. I knew your mother would try something like this. I knew she'd manipulate you. Corner me, twist the situation, and make me look like the villain. So I prepared. I pulled out the next set of documents. This is a restraining order application, I said calmly. Already filled out. I just need to file it. For both you and your mother. Ruth began backing away, shaking her head violently. No. This wasn't supposed to. Marcus reached toward me, his hand shaking, tears spilling down his face. I stepped back immediately. Don't, I said sharply. Do not touch me. If you lay one finger on me, I'll add another assault charge. I am not joking. Alina, please, he sobbed. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We can go to counseling. We can fix this. I'll do whatever you want, anything. What I want, I said coldly, is for you to understand something. Actions have consequences. His face crumpled. You chose your manipulative, greedy mother over your wife. You let her poison you. You let her demand my assets. And when I said no, when I protected what I earned, you attacked me. I looked around the room at all of them. The aunts, the uncles, the cousins. Ruth. A room full of people who had bullied, pressured, judged, and condemned me without ever asking for my side. All of you participated in this, I said. You pressured me. You shamed me. You demanded I hand over what was mine. You believed every one of Ruth's lies. You made me the villain because I refused to be your victim. Silence. I met each person's eyes one by one, letting my words sink in like a blade. You want to know what kind of woman I am? I'm the kind who documents everything. The kind who plans ahead. The kind who protects herself. I don't make threats. I make promises, and I keep them. Then I turned my gaze to Ruth. You wanted my apartment, my money, my stability. You wanted to bleed me dry, because you're too entitled and too lazy to take care of yourself. You manipulated your son, turned him against me, and staged this whole performance to break me. I stepped closer. Well, congratulations, Ruth. You got nothing. Actually, less than nothing. You turned your son into a criminal. You destroyed his marriage. You ruined his career. You did that. I hope it was worth it. Ruth burst into sobs again, but I felt nothing. Not pity, not regret, just cold clarity. Marcus will probably lose his teaching job after the conviction, I said quietly. You'll lose your meal ticket, and you'll still have nothing. Because I'm keeping every penny I earned. every inch of my apartment, and you will never see $1 from me again." I walked toward the door. The crowd moved aside like I was radioactive. At the doorway, I turned back. "Oh, and Marcus, the priest of Ironclad, my lawyer is the best in Seattle. You get nothing. Not the apartment. Not my savings. Not my retirement. Nothing." He opened his mouth, but no sound came out. "The only thing you might see is the tiny amount of marital income you earned during our marriage. Good luck living on that. And good luck taking care of your mother on a teacher's salary, if you even keep your job." I reached for the door. "Wait," Ruth sobbed. "Alanuplasim, sorry. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I just needed help. Please don't do this, please." I turned and looked at the woman who had spent years trying to destroy my life. "You should have thought about that before you tried to take everything from me," I said. "Actions have consequences, Ruth. Welcome to yours." And with that, I walked out. I drove straight to the police station. Blood soaking into my collar. Head pounding. But my mind had never been clearer. At the front desk, I said, "I need to file an assault report. My husband attacked me. I have video evidence." The officer took one look at me and immediately called paramedics. "Ma'am, you need medical attention first." "I need to file the report while the witnesses are still together," I insisted. Another officer approached. "You need a hospital. You're actively bleeding." I showed them my phone. "I have video of my husband hitting me with a ceramic plate. There are 30 witnesses. The address is here." Their expressions hardened instantly. Units were dispatched. An ambulance was called. I was taken to the hospital. 7 stitches. A concussion. A CT scan. Dozens of photos taken for evidence. A full medical report describing blunt force trauma. "This is clear domestic assault," the doctor said. "I'm required to notify authorities." "They're already involved," I replied. When I was discharged near midnight, I had fresh stitches, a concussion, medical documentation, a bottle of pain medication, and dozens of missed calls from Marcus and Ruth. I blocked all of them. I went home to my apartment, changed the locks with a kit I'd bought weeks earlier, activated the security system, made tea, sat down, and finally let myself feel everything. The betrayal, the rage, the grief, the relief. Then I wiped my face, opened my laptop, and spent the rest of the night writing everything down for my lawyer. 15 pages. Every detail, every dollar, every manipulation, every threat, every injury, every witness. At 6 a.m., I emailed it to Victoria. She called 15 minutes later. "Alina, Holy, are you okay?" "7 stitches and a concussion," I said. "But I'm alive. You recorded everything. Every second. You backed it up. In 3 places." "Alina," she said, "this is the most open unshut case I've ever seen." "He's finished." "Good," I said. "We're filing today." Marcus was arrested that night at Linda's house. The prosecutor watched the video and called it the clearest assault she had ever seen. Marcus pled guilty. His consequences: 6 months in jail suspended, 2 years probation, mandatory anger management, DV counseling, $5,000 fine, permanent domestic violence conviction. The school district fired him immediately. 0 tolerance for violent offenders. His career gone forever. The divorce was brutal and fast. His lawyer begged for some kind of settlement. Victoria shut him down. He gets nothing. The prenup is crystal clear. And he assaulted her. The judge agreed. Prenup enforced. Mr. Patterson receives no assets. Marcus walked away with only the small amount of income he earned during the marriage. Maybe $15,000. I kept everything. I sued Ruth for the $8,204.17 she owed me. With all the receipts, messages, and promises to repay, I won easy. The judgment ruined her financially, garnished future wages, destroyed her credit, followed her for life. She got evicted. No income, no help. She ended up living in Linda's basement. 2 weeks later, Linda called me. Ruth is impossible, demanding, ungrateful, lazy. I can't believe we treated you the way we did. We were wrong. Can't you and Marcus? No, I said. Absolutely not. Then I blocked her, too. My life is thriving. Promoted to director with a $40,000 raise. Still in my beautiful apartment. Still financially strong. Scar nearly invisible. In therapy, healing. Dating again, slowly, with men who actually deserve my time. And then one day, an email came from cousin James. He apologized. He admitted everything. Said everyone now hated living with Ruth. Said Marcus is miserable and broke. I read it 3 times. Then I deleted it. Blocked him. Their apologies mean nothing. I survived. I fought back. I protected myself. And I built a life where none of them can ever touch me again. They showed me exactly who they were that day. When they surrounded me like a mob, demanding I hand over the things I worked years to earn. When they believed Ruth's lies without hesitation. When they attacked me for having boundaries. When they stood silent while Marcus assaulted me in front of them. That was the truth of who they were. And I won't pretend to forgive them for it. I don't need their apologies, their pity, their explanations, their guilt. I need nothing from them. Yesterday, I got a message from an unknown number. For a moment, I didn't recognize the tone. It was Marcus using a friend's phone. Greater than ****, Elena, I know you've blocked me everywhere. I'm using someone else's phone to reach you. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. Greater than ***, I'm sorry for letting my mother manipulate me. I'm sorry for believing her lies. I'm sorry for how I treated you. I'm sorry for hitting you. I destroyed the best thing in my life because I was too weak to stand up to her. You deserved so much better. If you never speak to me again, I understand. But I needed you to know I'm sorry. ***. I stared at the message for a long time. Not because it moved me. Not because it softened me. Not because it changed anything. But because I remembered. I remembered the venom in his voice when he called me a stupid B***. I remembered the way he lifted that ceramic plate. I remembered the sound sharp, violent as it cracked against my skull. I remembered the blood dripping down my face. And I remembered the silence of his family. All of them watching. None of them helping. So I blocked that number. 2. My husband called me a stupid B** at his grandmother's birthday party. He smashed a ceramic plate over my head. He split my scalp open. He gave me a concussion. All because I refused to hand over my apartment or pay his mother $2,000 a month. With blood running down my face. In front of 30 witnesses, I looked him dead in the eyes and said, you have no idea what I can do. And every single person in that room went pale. Because something in my voice told them it wasn't a threat. It was a promise. What they didn't, single quotes know was this. I had recorded everything, every conversation, every manipulation, every lie, every threat. They didn't know I already had divorce papers prepared. They didn't know I'd meticulously documented Ruth's fraud for months. They didn't know I'd built a legal fortress around myself. So when Marcus attacked me, he didn't just hurt his wife. He triggered a trap. One I designed, piece by piece, with precision and foresight. And I destroyed him. Legally. Completely. Permanently. He lost his freedom, his job, his reputation, his wife, his future, and any claim to my assets. His mother lost her income source, her safety net, her fabricated narratives, her power over him. and thousands of dollars she now legally owes me. She's now stuck living in a basement with family who resent her. Broke, powerless, exposed. And me, I'm still in my apartment, Still in my career now with a major promotion. Still financially secure. Still healing. Still growing. Still surrounded by safety, stability, and strength. I'm dating again. I'm opening my heart again. But this time, to someone who actually deserves it. Because here's the thing. When someone tries to hurt you, use you, or destroy you, you always have a choice. You can crumble. Or you can prepare. I chose preparation. Documentation. Strategy. Control. Those are the most powerful weapons a woman can have. They thought I was weak. They thought I would fold. They thought I would break under pressure. They thought I was bluffing when I said, you have no idea what I can do. I wasn't bluffing. And now they know exactly what I can do. Everything. Absolutely everything. And I did.